Hello. Can I steal this clicker? Is that this one, yeah? Beautiful. Mega. Right, this is so rad. Thanks very much for having me. This is the best venue I've ever spoken in, and under the best title as well. I do talks in some places that are really miserable and people just don't kind of open up a bit, and it's quite nice to come to somewhere where kind of happiness is at the base of it, and that's kind of what we do. Our title, or my title, is Keep Your Chin Up. That's the strapline on our cartons. Basically, going backwards, my name is Jim, and I kind of part own this, which is Jimmy's Iced Coffee. It's a range of awesome ready-to-drink iced coffee products that you can buy in various different places across the UK. Keep your chin up and happiness go kind of hand in hand. I'll kind of tap into it in a bit. But I wanted to show you a little video first. About 2 months ago, we made a hip-hop track. I'm a massive fan of old-school hip-hop. And old school hip hop doesn't really take itself too seriously, and that's kind of like what we do. And I kind of hope you like it, and I also hope this plays. I'm a nice guy, creator of coffee that's iced. Packaged, prepared and sold at a competitive price. Just a dude from Dorset turned liquid lordship. Now I hawk this awesomeness, you'll all adore it. I'm the PIMP of the FMCG, sending coffee from Christchurch to Dundee. I'm the host with the roast on the southwest coast, from the shores of Taz to the stores of Most. I mix it silky smooth with my sister Suze, ship it out to Tesco and Whole Foods too. Big up my Twitter massive and my YouTube crew. Now I'm the Duke of entrepreneurial pursuit, and I could never be anything but a Bournemouth-based beverage king. Now I'm leveraging every chin just to bring you the freshest drinks, the best of everything. Come take us up, it's not hard, motherfucker. Just keep your chin up, keep your chin up, keep your chin up, keep your chin up, keep your chin up. Hashtag Fitch means fits in the cup holder. This flow's bolder than Ice Cube and much colder. Refreshing, resealable, convenient and rad. There's only 4 ingredients and none of them are bad. I'm talking simply awesome and refreshing range. I'm talking 159, I'm talking pocket change. A British brand with a plan to get the drink in the hand of every woman, every man, an optimist in the land. Taking a stand against every bland canned soft drink, gracing the shelves of every chilled beverage stock. And if things get rocky, man, don't come unstuck. Just sit back, kick back and keep your chin up. 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 Big up the KYCU crew. Keep your chin up. Cruising. Because Arabica beans have irrevocably made me believe in the power of positivity. We went debt-free in 2014. What happens next, you'll have to wait and see. One thing's for sure though, we'll win this race, making Jimmy's the first iced coffee in space. The first coffee you taste when you land on Mars. The first coffee with its own constellation of stars. The first coffee that comes in the form of a pill. The first coffee that's also an alternative fuel. The first coffee to end world wars and cure syphilis. Ridiculous, possibilities limitless. We're killing this, and we don't give a fuck, because we keep our heads down, but we keep our chins up. Keep your chin 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 up. Mentally reject positive all day, baby. Keep your chin up. Keep your chin up. Keep your chin up. Joy of the fun, man. Not much time. Shout out to the FF Phyllis and Frank Massive. Yeah. Thanks. Most people just go, well done, that was great. So thanks very much for that. Very positive response. Okay, I'm gonna rip through this because I tend to talk for excuse my French, fucking hours. Okay, I was born and raised in Dubai. Dubai's like mega. It was back in the 80s. It's terrible now. And I had sunshine in my pores every single day, and vitamin D, serotonin, whatever you want to call it, photosynthesis, I got all of it. And there for 18 years, come back to England, go to Bournemouth where my family's based, and it was great, and did art school and got drunk. And then I did events at art school again, and I worked for Red Bull as a student brand manager and learned a little about marketing stuff. And I graduated in 2004, and then when I graduated, someone in Red Bull said, dude, you need to come on the road with us. This guy was building loads of festival tents and marquees and beautiful bars and structures, and was also managing Red Bull's kind of external events account. And he said, you need to just come on board with us because you're enthusiastic, Cregan. And I thought, okay, cool, that's good. So that summer, 2004, went on the road and just basically had the most amazing time of my life. Sleeping in tents, doing really, really hard work, working outside, meeting incredible people, drinking way too much cider, and just having an amazing time. And then 2004, summer ends, and you end on such a high at Bestival on the Isle of Wight. Go back to Bournemouth, and I'm like, yes, got hardly any money in my pocket because I spent it all on cider. What am I going to do? There's no events in the winter in England, or the kind of events that I want to do anyway. So I rang my cousin who builds these amazing beach huts, and I said, dude, have you got any work? And he's like, yeah. Meet me at the warehouse tomorrow and I'll get you some painting to do. I thought, okay, great. I'll go and do some painting. And he just showed me this like rack of wood, shiplap it's called, stuff that you clad a beach hut with. He's like, that all needs painting with that saddle and stuff there. I was like, okay, fine. Laid it out and started painting. And he said, I'm going to be off. I'll be back in a few days. So here's the key. Just let yourself in and out, and I want that done by the end of the week. I was like, right. I was like, how much am I being paid? He's like, 50 quid a day. Like, okay, right. Come on, get my brain in gear. It's like, right, this is great. Brilliant. Got my headphones in, great, there's one, and there's the second one, and then, oh shit, I've still got all those to do. So I pulled my phone out and sent him a text and said, dude, am I really doing this, like, for the rest of the week? And his reply was, Jim, welcome to the real world. I was like, right, okay. So I carried on painting. He's my cousin, I love him, I didn't want to mess him about. And so carried on painting, and I basically just did that for the entire winter. Ended up going down the beach and digging holes and removing, what are they called? These are basically like these pits that hold all of your dirty washing up liquid in there, and they just turn into this silver mercury mush, and it stinks and it almost smells like poo. I've done every horrible job on the planet. So as soon as winter was over, I got another call from the festival people saying, Jim, do you want to come back to the festivals? And I was like, shit, yeah, get me out of here, let's go. So I went back to these festivals, and basically acting like a bit of a dick, people said, Jim, rather than being a dick building tents, why don't you get on stage and you can be a dick? Here's a mermaid outfit for you to wear, and you can go and introduce Candy Staton. And I was like, that sounds fantastic. So basically, for the following 3 summers after that, I was kind of a show host, an MC, a presenter, dress up in all these weird outfits, getting paid really, really good money. But then every single winter, I had to go back and work. And this one horrible winter day, I was working for this legend of a guy called David Lyons, and he was just redoing his house. I'm not interested sexually in men. I have a wife, and this guy isn't the most pleasant-looking gentleman on the planet. I'll get to the end of this. You'll understand what I'm talking about in a sec. And basically, he bent over to pick something up, and I caught a glimpse of his bum crack hanging out the top of his jeans. And I was basically like, oh shit. And my whole life just flashed before my eyes. And I think I was about 27 at the time, and I went, right, James Cregan, born 1981, lived in Dubai, comes to England, goes to university, gets a degree, being paid £50 a day to stare at that guy's bum and be a mermaid in the summer. You've got a really pretty girlfriend, and I bet her parents are really proud of her boyfriend. That's just self-analyzing myself in a split second. So I went to Waitrose, I don't know why, because it's the most expensive supermarket on the planet, and bought a ready meal, and I drove home in my £250 Mercedes 208D, best van you can get, and I remember gripping the steering wheel. The steering was like this big. And I basically just screamed. I screamed my absolute lungs out, and I realized I basically just hit rock bottom. I was just like, I cannot go any further. I've got to do something about this, because this is just ridiculous. So I got back home, and my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and she just said, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was all blotchy, I was just like teary-eyed, and she was like, this is crazy, what's happened? I said, we've got to get out of here, you've got to pack your things, we're leaving. And she said, okay, right, that sounds quite exciting. So I went to STA Travel the next day, and I said, lady, you've got to give me one good reason why I'm not going to buy a ticket to go around Australia now with my wife. or 2 tickets, makes sense. And she said, I don't have a reason for you, you might as well just put your card in the machine. I was like, done, brilliant, card in the machine. Carried on working for Bumcrack Guy and worked in a pub to pay off the flights. And we left with a wad of cash in our pocket in one cold November and touched down in Oz, and we met up with some family friends, and immediately in their back garden with some garlic scallops and lamb, and I was just like, yes, I'm back in the expat zone. This is brilliant. Escapism at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Still on slide 1 of 1. Sorry. I've got 25 minutes to talk. So we touch down and it's amazing. We buy this 4x4 truck. We rip the back seats out, go to the equivalent B&Q, and put a bed in the back, and we basically become pikeys for about 5.5 months. And it was the most amazing time. We surfed our brains out. We met amazing people. We worked really hard. We just had an incredible time. Oz is such a great place to go and hang out. One hungover day, we were driving. You have to drive anywhere in Oz because it's fairly large. And got to a servo, or a petrol station, as they call them over here. And I was after a drink, something to kind of perk me up a bit. And they sell this product over there just called iced coffee. And I was like, wow, cold coffee, that sounds interesting. And there was this one particular brand called Farmers Union iced coffee. Has anyone ever had one of those before? Yes! Normally there's no one, and sometimes there's one, but having 4 or 5 is mega. I can't count this morning. This is genius. So I basically fell in love with this product. And the reason I fell in love with it, there were 3 things that just worked beautifully. And it was the branding and the packaging and the ingredients. First of all, I'd only seen the branding and the packaging because I hadn't tried it unless I'd stolen it from the shop. So I went and paid for it, took it outside, and it was a 600 ml old school milk carton, the kind of one where you have to peel back the cardboard and then pull it forward and then drink. I just thought the feeling of that just feels like you're naughty, like you're opening the fridge, mum's gone into the lounge, fantastic, bosh, and drink it. So there was that kind of nostalgic feeling. I necked it, and then put Soph, my girlfriend, in the back, put the Farmers Union on the front seat next to me, and that was it. We were off. And I basically drank 2 or 3 of these a day, so it's nearly 1.8 litres of liquid gold milk. Thank God I was keeping up exercise, otherwise I would have been just floating around. But I spoke to this company who owns Farmers Union called National Foods, and I wrote to it from my really professional email address at the time, which was jimbocregan@hotmail.com. I was like, hi, my name's Jim, I live in England, I love your shit, and I really want to take it over to England so I can have your brand and your ingredients and we can get on with it. And they were like, Mr. Cregan, I don't think we're going to be taking this any further, but thanks very much. And I wrote to them 4 times, and then I realized, why didn't I set up like UK import expert at ukimports.com? I didn't. So I came back to England, livid that they weren't going to entertain me. Fast forward a couple of years, I got interviewed by the Adelaide Times saying, Farmers Union are a bit gutted that they didn't work with you. Would you like to have a little bit of a chinwag with them? So we had a chat with them, and they just said, thanks so much for doing what you're doing. And yeah, we're sorry we said no. So I came back to England, and it was April time, beginning of the festival thing. And it was kind of like, Jim, are you ready for another show? And I was like, no, I'm not actually. Hell no. Thanks, Alex. And I thought, I got to get this iced coffee thing on the go. So I went to Sainsbury's and I was like, please tell me they just stock iced coffee, please. I didn't want to go to Starbucks, didn't want to go to Costa, Nero, nothing like that. And hey presto, 42 facings, ladies and gentlemen, of iced coffee. But it's not actually called iced coffee, it's called Starbucks Discoveries, and Land Rover also make those as well, so it was a little bit confusing. And then there's this thing called cafe latte, and I didn't want a cafe latte, I wanted an iced coffee. And then there's these ones in cans called Issimo. And all these other weird ones, and they have all these really random ingredients in them, and the branding and the packaging and the ingredients don't work at all. It's a really stupid combination. So, not impressed with that, I said to my sister, who was running a cafe at the time, I said, Suze, let's just go into business and make iced coffee. And she's like, what's that? And I said, just trust me, it's going to be great. So we closed my sister's coffee shop, or just before we did, we set up like a little focus group. We had family and friends in, and we said, one rule, don't like us, pretend you don't even know who we are. We need your honest feedback. And we said, we want to make something like this, and this is the competition. What do you think? And everyone but one person said, go for it. So we said, yay. Here's the second part of the slide. We realized UK potential, we can go and do this. We then thought, right, how the hell are we going to make a product? You go into a supermarket and you see all these packaged foods and they've all got barcodes on them. And you think, how on earth am I going to put a barcode? Do I need to get like a real thin fine liner and a thing? And you write, do I go to a barcode shop and then just take a load of stickers and stick them on all these products? I had no idea. So I thought, right, we need to fill these cartons. I'll go onto eBay, find a second-hand filling machine. We can put it in mum and dad's flat. We'll get cows up the stairs. We'll pump the milk through,
get some milk in, chuck it out the window, put it into a box and take it to Sainsbury's. That was my working. So eBay, second-hand filling machine, 1.2 million pounds, right. Mum? No? Okay, got to think of another way. So we started writing to all the packaging companies and saying, how are we going to do this? I need to fill into your cartons. Every single company said, go away, apart from one. This guy came and visited us and he basically just said, I'm going to introduce you to the person who can actually make your product for you. You give us the design, they'll print it for you, they'll fill it for you, they'll put it into boxes, onto pallets, and then they'll send it into depot of whichever supermarket you get your lucky ass into. So thought, okay, great. So we got introduced to this company in Shepton Mallet, and we had no business plan. I just went there and I said, my name's Jim, I'm from Bournemouth, I went to Australia, I fell in love with Amazing Iced Coffee, I don't want to be a mermaid anymore, and I really want to make Amazing Iced Coffee and put it on the shelf. And we had a really serious meeting with him the other day, and I said, what was it that took us on? And he said, your passion was just ridiculous, and it's still there. And I was like, okay, that's great. So let's just make some more. So that's kind of where we got to in terms of making the product. Is everyone okay so far? Okay, mega. Best quote ever. I was in Ibiza last summer for a wedding. Has anyone not seen the movie Babe? Okay. You did quantum physics and you haven't even seen Babe. You need to spend more time doing Babe stuff. This is not a porn film. There's a quote in it, and it stopped me dead in my tracks. And it says, Farmer Hoggett knew that little things that tickle and nag and refuse to go away should never be ignored, for in them lie the seeds of destiny. And it's just such a wonderful quote. And if you have that little thing that doesn't go away and you wake up in the morning and it's still there, then chances are you should probably chase it, because there's not many of those that pop into your brain. In fact, they hardly ever pop into your brain. If it stays there for a while, oh my God, quit whatever you're doing and go for it, because it's insane. So this is embarrassing photo time. I thought I didn't actually put this in deliberately, but it's here anyway. Here's me, a bearded one, and my sister, the not so bearded one. We are business partners. She looks after all the operations and diagnoses and kind of production and stuff, and I do all the singing, dancing, Instagramming stuff, marketing bits and pieces. Our business, so we're down here on the coast, and there's something beautiful about all this. You know, we are one road from the beach, and I Instagram the beach every morning because there's a lot of people in here who don't get such a good view, and they quite like to have a nice view in the morning, so they tap into what we're doing every morning, and they get to see that we just see the sea. Whether it's come rain or shine, it's amazing to have a look at something that is totally incalculable, if that's even a word, or immeasurable, and it kind of puts everything into perspective, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And then this is our production company up here, so it's pretty easy to get to, and we can go and do quality control, even though we've had so many quality issues recently. How interesting. Business structure, this is us. We have an HQ, we have people who make it for us. We have a marketing team in London. We've got a wholesale dude called Dan. We have a digital company who do all of our back-end web stuff. And then we have a legal team who just make me fall asleep, which is incredibly boring. Our products, so we have a range of 3 at the moment. We do an original. This one's made with semi-skimmed milk. This one's made with skimmed, and this is original, which is like a mocha, but it's got original mix with a little bit of chocolate, and it's refreshing, resealable, convenient, and rad. A pick-me-up 5 ingredients, or 4 ingredients, and none of them are bad. We do skinny original and mocha range, and at $1.59, it's just a pinch of your change. We're a British brand, and we want to keep your chin up, and soon we'll be in every store, because we ain't going to give up, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! When we made our stuff, we thought we have to tell people where we exist. If you're going to be sold in the milk fixture, which is where we're sold, unfortunately, which is really, really annoying, this is how much time you have. This is how much time you have in the milk fixture if you want to wow someone. This is what someone does when they go to the milk fixture. Green top. That's the way they go and buy milk. If they go to the chilled juice section, they go like this. Oh, look at that. Innocent have got a new smoothie out, like a kale one. That's quite nice. Vita Cuckoo are doing some other bits and pieces too. And you see these people, they spend hours. And you go, did you see our iced coffee in the... And then you get taken out of the store for harassing people. So we thought we have to tell people exactly what we make, and it's iced coffee. It's not a discovery, because people go to some other car place for that. So we're just breaking it down. We've got a resealable carton. It's 330 ml. Everyone knows what that's like, because everyone's had a can of Coke, deny it or not. It's iced. It's refreshing. Hopefully some shops keep it nice and cold, and it gives you energy because it's coffee. We have Healthy Mind, which is keep your chin up, which is what's written on my hat, not the Kentucky Fried Chicken University, which someone thought it was the other day. There's no F in there. It was an American lady, very, very crazy lady. Fits in the cup holder. So we went to try and get into BP a few years ago, and it didn't fit in the cup holder, and the guy was like, it's a great product, but it doesn't fit in the cup holder. So we came back, and now it fits in the cup holder, and we're in their stores, which is great. And we've got really, really simple ingredients, which adds up to a healthy body. Listings and positionings. When we launched, we were like, right, where are we going to launch this product? Why don't we go into Asda? We thought, actually, no, let's not go into Asda. Let's go into somewhere really rad and awesome. So we thought, well, Selfridges would be a really cool place to go. So we thought, well, it's going to be a fortress to get in. How are we going to do it? So we just jumped on Google. Everything is Googled these days. And find their phone number, 0300 123 4000, I think is their phone number. Hello, Selfridges. Hello, my name's Jim. I went to Australia, found amazing iced coffee. I've come home and I made my own. I want to sell it in your shop. So who do you want to talk to? The person who buys flavored milk. Okay, I'll put you through. Wow, okay, amazing. This lady called Elizabeth Hastrop picks up. She now works for M&S. Amazing lady. And I said, hello, my name's Jim. I went to Australia, found amazing iced coffee. I've come home and now make my own. I really want to sell it in your department store because your department store is banging and so is our product. I think it'd be a really nice match. And she said, do you have a presentation? I was like, yes. So I was like, Mum, can I borrow your crappy laptop? I need to make a presentation. So I made a presentation, hooned up to Selfridges the next day, and she was like, right, this is great. When do you want to launch? I was like, when do you want to launch? And she's like, I just asked you when you wanted to launch. Stop wasting my time. So I was like, right, okay, so we need to launch. I was like, well, what we'll do is we'll get the products made properly with proper labeling and all that kind of stuff and a barcode, and we'll come and get it in. So April 7th, 2011, we sold our first carton, which is amazing. We're still in there to this day, which is a really good thing, because Selfridges change products like they change their pants, and ours have been in there kind of ever since. The best thing about Selfridges, when we launched, our products had to be chilled the entire time. So when they're made, they have to go into a massive fridge, and then when they're transported, they have to go into a refrigerated van, and then from a refrigerated van into their chilled stock area, and then onto the fridge shelf. And when we turned up, there's this dude called, God, what's his name? I've forgotten his name. He's a legend. This dude in Selfridges loading bay. And he said, so what's this? We're like, hey guys, we're launching in here tomorrow. We haven't got a clue what we're doing. But we're launching upstairs. It's going to be great. He said, this is iced coffee. We're like, yes, his name's Philip. Iced coffee, so it needs to be chilled? It's like, yep, it's chilled. He's like, well, it's not in a refrigerated van. This is a transit van with no refrigeration. We're like, yeah, it's fine. It's just, we just picked it up out of the fridge. It's only been out for like 2 hours. It'll be fine. He's like, it contains milk? And we're like, yes. I just can't accept it. We could curdle. It could curdle and then just kill all of our customers. And I just can't accept it. Can you just close off and off you go? So, we're launching tomorrow. How the hell are we supposed to? And he's like, it's not my problem. I said, well, how cold does it need to be? He said, it needs to be under 8 degrees. And I said, well, it's probably still quite cold. Do you mind just testing it? And he whips out this infrared thermometer and he points it at this box and it comes up at 7.8 degrees. And we're like, get it off, quick. So we got it off the lorry. The stuff you learn when you start these things up is unbelievable. And with a real smiley face, they kind of just let you through. There's a great lesson of don't ask for permission, just ask for forgiveness once you've done it. Such a great rule. It's absolutely amazing. So we thought, right, let's go into some really cool places. So we did these kind of places like Whole Foods Market and Selfridges and BBC Canteen, but you don't get a load of volume through there. And we're an FMCG product, which is fast-moving consumer goods. So we have to be in places like this. Tesco Express, Waitrose, BP, Nicer, Welcome Break, Ocado, Londis, Budgeons, and a few more, which is rad. Marketing strategy, I'm kind of getting to the tail end, but I'm just going to whip through these anyway, because I'm well over 25 minutes, maybe, probably, shit, I'm sorry. This was made up really, really quick. We don't really adhere to this, but the only thing I want to say is we just want to educate people through entertainment. Has anyone been on a Virgin Atlantic flight? Okay, so the Virgin Atlantic flight, the safety video is hilarious, and you remember everything about it because it's fun and they're educating people through entertainment. Everyone's kind of catching on to it, but if you do that well, it's an absolute genius thing. We do tons of online stuff because everyone does online. We run a campaign called Jimmy's People. This is this dude here. His name's John Warnford Davis. He's 85. Well, he's actually 86 now, and sadly just been diagnosed with lung cancer. But he emailed us 2 years ago saying, Jim, my name's John Warnford Davis. I'm 85 years old. I've just recently bought 50 of your cartons on Ocado because they're on for £1 each. When are you next on promotion so I can stockpile more? And there I am on Twitter saying, yeah, kids, this is so rad. I'm having so much fun. Let's go skateboarding. And then there's this other guy around the corner, 85 years old, buying 50 cartons at a time. So we went and visited him, and we took a camera crew, and we just filmed him and asked him all about his journey with Jimmy's and stuff. And he showed us his den. And in his den, he's got this fridge this high, and you open it up, and it's stacked with iced coffee, clamato juice, which is clams and tomato juice in one, and dark chocolate four-fingered Kit Kats. It's like, wow, this guy's a genius. He's amazing. So we do loads of online stuff. We do loads of sampling. We sampled 120,000 cartons this summer. Has anyone been sampled by any of our crew this summer in London or down south? Great, it's working really well. That's fantastic. We have like old school vehicles. This is an old pickup truck we picked up from Sweden last summer that we branded with our stuff. Rather than getting a pokey new car, I drove one here today, but that's another one. It's nice to have some stuff that reflects what you do, slow and old. Dear me. And these are really, really crap cars. This is our sampling crew who are just running around London being total dudes. We did some tube advertising because no one's on their phone in the tube because there's no reception. So we thought, why don't we go in there and do some stuff? And you have to keep your chin up on the tube, especially on the escalator, otherwise you'll fall down and bang your head. We do some like independent trade stuff. So we make like giant iced coffee cartons, and we're trying to make tons of those so we can get into petrol stations. Because you see the little Costa cups, they work really, really well, but I think ours are like 20,000 times better. This is a dude who runs a newsagent in London, and this is called a blade, ladies and gentlemen, a sign which you can screw to the wall outside. Fantastic. Really, really boring stuff. We have ambassadors, so we've got Jack Knoll, who's one of the England rugby players. He's a total dude, and he just loves drinking our stuff. And then our office, we've got a big warehouse, and we've got a little mini ramp, skate ramp in there, which doubles up as a meeting room. But then we take it out, and then kids come around from the local community, and they just come and ride the ramp. And it's really, really cool because it's nice to give something back without sounding like a tree-hugging hippie. It's a good thing to do. And these kids are advocates of what we do, and it keeps them off Red Bull and keeps them on crack, which is our product. And then finally, we do a load of merchandise. So we sell anything that keeps your chin up. Rugby balls. I don't know why we got these mobile phone covers. They're a bit wanky, to be honest. But we do hats and T-shirts and anything to do with keep your chin up. And then our future. This is the best, right? So we need more distribution. We need to be in more shops. So Sainsbury's strapline is try something new today. And we've been trying for like 4 years to get in there. Every time we go in there, we're like, Sainsbury's, try something new today. And they're like, no. Okay, that's fine. We're going to do a bit of export because I really want to go to other countries and go and check some stuff out, which would be fun. It'd be great to go back to Dubai, go back to our roots. Yeah. We're going to maximize our ROS, our rate of sale, which is units per store per week in stores. We're doing NPD. We're going to make these cute little espresso cartons, which is literally just coffee and water. No sugar, no milk, no. This is all vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, the ultimate grass-eating people will love this. And then we do merchandise. More of that. Sorry, it was a font change as I moved from Keynote over to PowerPoint. And that's it. Keep your chin up. Thanks very much for listening.